We begin with breaking news in Clearwater. Good evening. I'm Linda Hurtado.
And I'm Jamison Euler. A hit-and-run investigation is now the scene of a police-involved shooting. We've been making calls since we broke into programming earlier this afternoon. Police confirming that the suspect is now in custody. We're also being told an injured officer is being treated at Morton Plant Hospital. This story has plenty of twists and turns. In fact, there are 3 separate scenes investigators are going over at this hour. We have live team coverage. Our Michael George is at the hospital where that officer is right now, but we begin with Jacqueline Ingles live at the scene of the crime. And Jacqueline, you spoke to an eyewitness.
Well, just right now, we learned from police that they have identified the suspect in this case as 24-year-old Nicole Cyphers of Pinellas Park. Now, as for those witnesses, I did talk to them right here at this intersection where this came to an end. But right across from here, I want to show you something. There is an elementary school, and that is why these witnesses thought this could have ended tragically.
We thought we were going to watch her kill somebody. I mean, she almost caused at least 5 car wrecks.
The crime scene here in Clearwater stretches for miles, all the way to Largo, where it all began.
The woman was caught up on a tension wire that holds the pole up. 2 people pushed her off the wire. She sped off at a high rate of speed.
Martin Planny and his girlfriend saw it all go down.
Running red lights, stop signs, endangering everybody, running people off the road.
Planny says the woman behind the wheel of this SUV was at least going 100 miles per hour. Knowing something was wrong, Planny followed the woman to a gas station where he says she hit a car.
She left there, proceeded up to Gulf to Bay, ran a red light into some serious oncoming traffic.
That's when Planny, who was already on the phone with 911, flagged down a police officer. That officer took off after the woman and ended up cornering her here in the back alley of this business near Hillcrest and Franklin Avenues. That's when another officer pulled up.
She rammed the cop car. I don't know if she tried to run an officer over, but she jumped that ramp right there.
The driver lost her oil pan and blew out her tires, making it only a few feet down the road. Planny says that's when an officer fired at the vehicle.
She was on something. I wouldn't say alcohol, something really serious.
Now, we just learned that it was, in fact, 2 officers who opened fire on Cyphers. Now, a quick check into her background revealed that this is the 2nd time around that she's done something like this. In her record, she has a previous arrest for fleeing and eluding and possession of oxycodone. Now, you're going to want to stay with me because coming up at 6, you're going to hear from Planny's girlfriend, who had to watch all of this go down from the passenger side of the car. For now, we're live in Clearwater. Jacqueline Ingles, ABC Action News.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Our live team coverage continues now. Michael George is live outside the hospital where that Clearwater officer is tonight. Michael, any word on the officer's condition?
Well, as we speak, Officer Darcy Hunt is in the ER here being treated for a leg injury. Now, we're told that injury is not life-threatening. Now, we're outside the ER at Morton Plant. That's about 2.5 miles from where the officer was struck. That means the ambulance could have transported her here within a span of 5 to 10 minutes. Now, as we've been here outside, we've seen many of her fellow officers show up, as well as crime scene investigators with the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. They're here to assist with the investigation. Now, I'm told Clearwater's police chief is actually out of town right now. The deputy chief did come by the hospital earlier. Now, again, regarding Officer Hunt's injury, what police officials are telling me is that the suspect's car accelerated, striking the officer in the leg. Now, all they're telling us at this point is that this is a non-life-threatening injury. As to the severity of the injury or when she'll be released, we just don't know at this point. Police officials tell us they're working to get more information. As soon as we get it, we'll report that to you. Reporting live at the Morton Plant ER, Michael George, ABC Action News.
All right, we want to recap this breaking news for anyone